I got us a new trailer. So I want to use this trailer for the mini excavator as it's a low trailer, and the thing with it is it can actually fold back, and that way we can drive on it with the mini excavator while it is sort of a ramp by itself. Of course it will need adjustments. I don't know what yet, but I'm sure it will need adjustments, and we just have to make it so it fits to us. But I found it on eBay and this seemed to make sense to me to buy this thing instead of building myself a complete own thing. And I like it because it has the wheels in the middle, and it also has 4 wheels, so it can still hold a lot of weight. I'm very happy that I found this one, and now it's time to start working on it so we get it in the shape as we like to have it. It's not in bad shape, it has some surface rust, but I want to have it functional for the mini excavator and also for other equipment. So as you can see, it has nice tail lights. The thing with it is they are standing on top, and I'm sure they get driven off. So I have to figure something out for that so they sit safe instead of on top. We got angle iron on that side and on that side, but that angle iron is always hitting the ground if we drive off it. That means if we do it in the street, then we make a hole in the street. We don't want to make holes in the street, so we have to figure something for that. Just want to drive on it flat, and it has to lay flat on the ground instead of with a piece of angle iron sticking into the ground. Could cause a lot of damage. Basically how it works is we got here this pin. If you pull the pin, the thing can fall backwards. It's balanced, so it will stay in the position that it sits in. I will take it out to demonstrate it. So now we can just lift this up. That means with the mini excavator or with the forklift we are able to push it down, drive on it, and we have to get to the middle and then carefully wait till it tips over. And probably we have to figure something else for that, as it's not the perfect way to do it. It works, but it would be nice if it's a little bit more stable, but we have to think for that. So this is what it looks like when I tipped it. I think it's gonna work perfectly for the mini excavator, but I'm not sure about the forklift. So we have to try it out if the forklift gets on it and if it wants to drive up, or if it's gonna slip, because it's definitely dangerous if that surface is slippery. So we have to figure out something for that. I think we also need to make something on the sides, because at this moment it's all flat, and if the forklift sits on it, you don't want it to slide off to the side. So let's start by modifying this thing so it will fit us better. Well, let's take the lights off, and it seems to be really easy as these have a connector on the back side, which is absolutely great. So we just disconnect the connector and it goes through the hole, and it's that easy. I got one problem. If we tip this over, the ramp seems to be a bit on the sharp edge. I might as well just make a complete foldable ramp behind it. That sounds to make way more sense. So we're gonna do it like that. How I want to do that is to make a rod that goes on the back side here, to have a ramp going like this, and it has to be level with this if we are tipped. Let's see if we can find some stuff to make this work. This one and this one are perfect for what I want. So we're gonna take these two out. Well, for the pipe I need support brackets, and I'm gonna make the support brackets out of these bars. I'm gonna do that by drilling a hole in here from 50 millimeters and then split the tube in half. That way I can weld the pipe perfectly in there, and that will all become straight and very strong, because it has to be strong if a mini excavator has to drive over it. So let's go and drill. Now I got these pieces, and the idea is to weld a bigger pipe in here. So it sits like this. This way I can weld it strong, and it looks also nice and straight. And I make 3 parts of these, and a pipe can go in there to rotate, and that will actually be the hatch. So that's the general idea. So let's continue, cut some pipe and get it welded on the trailer. So now it's a lot more clear how it's gonna be. So we got here, here and here a support pipe, and we will placing 4 support pipes on the hatch side, and that way we should be able to fold it up and down and have enough support on the trailer side to actually make it happen on a decent way. So let's put the pipe in. Well, trailer side is finished. Now it's time to do the ramp side. So you need to make the same kind of tubes as we did on the trailer side, so it seems to work out really well. So we're gonna make 6 of those, and then we should be able to copy the trailer side to also the ramp side. I made 6 of these again. So now we can weld them on, and I'm gonna do that here. So I will put them in place. And I took a bar, which will go on top, and I will clamp the bar on, and that way I know that every tube is going in the perfect spot, as I need to be sure that they go into the perfect spot. Otherwise we get a twisted ramp, and we don't want a twisted ramp, we want it to be perfectly straight. So that's how we're gonna do it. Pivot point is completely finished now, and I also need to determine in what angle that I want the ramp, as I don't know the angle yet, so we have to figure that out as well. So I bought this new support leg to put on front of the trailer, as we do have a wheel here, but I really don't like that wheel as it looks to be bent a lot, and it looks not heavy enough to keep an excavator up. So this one definitely is strong enough, so we're gonna make this one on air, and that way we are able to disconnect the trailer without unloading the mini excavator, and that's exactly how I want it. I want to be able to put the trailer with the mini excavator on it inside, that way we can move it around easily if it's in the way. I got the support leg on, so now I got a 2-speed, so I can lower it fast and I can also lower it slow. That means that I'm really strong with this foot, and that's just perfect. So I got myself some cylinders to make a lifting point at the front, and I actually want to make 2 small cylinders at the front side to lift up the deck, and that way we can tilt it hydraulically. And I want to be able to tilt it hydraulically because I want to have control of the tilting, otherwise it could go too fast and stuff can break and accidents can happen, and I want to prevent that. So therefore I want to do it with cylinders and make it hydraulically. Now I have to make a mounting point on here to mount the cylinder like this, and I have to do that on both sides. So we're gonna have to make a plate that sits here and a plate that sits on this side to hold the cylinder in place. Now we got that new beam and we're gonna weld it under the beams that are already here, and that's where the cylinders can sit on. So let's do that. Looks to be really good this way. Now we need to make some kind of support on the top side and an extra piece of iron here, so we get support and are actually able to transfer the power that we put in here to the chassis itself. Now we're gonna fabricate that. So I set up the trailer in an angle, and that way I was able to measure out exactly the length from the trailer till the ground with the ramp length that I want. And now I know the exact length from the tube which I have, and I need to duplicate that for the other side, and then we need to finish off the lowest part of the ramp with a plate and some support below the plate. So first we're gonna make the tubes now, so we get the most decent part of the ramp finished, and later on we have to finish that last part with a decent plate to actually make a really steady ramp here. This way we get a ramp which is just one slope up, doesn't have any faults in it, which is a big advantage when you drive on it with a mini excavator and also with a forklift or anything else. We just don't want any kind of slopes in it, because that will be a big disadvantage if we ever drive stuff on like a forklift, because a forklift cannot get over the slope. So let's get started.